like not in the mood today. And obviously a different setup because I'm too lazy to move these chairs back to our original spot. So there you go.
That's a hell of an intro.
I don't care.
You're going to have an audience today.
Like, I don't even care.
So not only is it the dog, but you have an audience today.
Obviously, we have a different time than usually. We usually film during the day, not late at night, because I did applications for jobs.
So what's on your mind?
I hate the job market right now, but it is what it is.
Really feel.
But we just came back from our trip from San Diego because it was Opa's birthday. Happy belated birthday, Opa. And we got to go see Opa. It was definitely last minute because this dude basically gave me an ultimatum. I was trying to tell him, go be with your boys, take a weekend out there, get away from the house. You know, I got the kids, la, la, la. But this dude was basically like, well, I don't want to go. I want to be with my family. I want to go ahead and make sure, if you guys come, then I'll go. But if you guys don't go, I don't want to go.
But what's the real reason behind it?
No, but it was just like...
Don't answer the question.
No,
what's the real reason behind it?
You can answer it.
What was the main reason why I said, if you guys can't go, we shouldn't go?
You wanted to spend time with family.
All right, then.
I'm not saying that's the wrong thing, but it was just kind of like...
made it sound...
Oh, my God. It was because it was because I promised Opa to be able to make sure you went to go for his birthday. And then you gave me the ultimatum. It was like, well, if the family doesn't go, I'm not going. And it's like, well, I want you to go.
How stressed out has it been
for everybody?
With all that went through.
Everybody.
And then to leave you at home...
Mm-hmm. It was
stuck in the house, something dumb would have happened. Because how many times have I gone solo dolo, be it a business trip, be it going to see the boys to California, nowhere else really. Well, sometimes Vegas, but mostly to California. Real time. Does something usually happen when I'm gone?
Not usually, yeah. Not usually. It always happens.
Thus, for your comment about the ultimatum was. Make sure the house is taken care of first.
Yeah, Southern.
Make sure the house.
See, that's why. Wait, listen. No, someone said that you sounded Southern recently.
Yeah, Opa is a lady friend, and I was like, stop analyzing me. What is, I made the family call, and I said, either all of you come with me, so everybody gets out of the stressful house and the stressful situation, take a road trip, or I'm going to tell them I can't because family comes first. Plain and simple.
Which I get that. And I wasn't trying to downplay that, but it was just basically you were giving me I'm not going to go if you guys don't go. I'm like, I want you to go. Okay. But anyways, and then it was Tuesday. So we have basically had everything planned and booked and made sure a place to stay. Obviously with Cinnamon, which she's awake. Come here, Cinnamon. Okay, careful with the camera. Come here. Yay. Good girl. So we had to make sure we had a place that accepted puppies. She's probably 70, 75 pounds.
She got fatter. This dog don't go outside and no potty.
So we tried to get her harness on, and then he was like, did her harness shrink or did you get fat?
Brown dog problem.
And we had to you had to be out there by Friday, Saturday at the latest. But we basically had to have a place to stay, figure out what we're going to do for food, make sure this place accepts puppies or dogs. It was kind of a rush. Found a place, tried to keep it at a good price, and even sent Opa the map. And I was like, hey, is this a good area? Because I'm not from California. I haven't been to San Diego forever. I don't know what the good parts are, the bad parts are. If it was Arizona, I could tell you. But for California, especially for San Diego, I'm like, I have no clue. So sent him, and he's like, well, I think this should be okay. Even asked this capybara over here, but he was like, I haven't been there in years, so I have no clue. I'm like, okay, I guess we're just going to go, and based on pictures. And
San Diego.
Got it booked on Tuesday. Then we're like, okay, let's get going. We had to cancel a couple weekend plans that we originally had set.
Pictures lie.
And then Friday, we were wanting to keep the girls home, and so we were planning to just go early Friday morning. But then the girls had certain things that came up for school, had to pick up her plant for school. I had an assessment that was she was going to get graded on. And I was like, no, we're going to have them go to school because I don't want them to miss it. Pick them up a little bit early, maybe a half hour early, if that, maybe 10 minutes early.
Time. We got to 10 minutes prior. Is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, before drive line. But after that, we went straight and drove to California, got to the location. I don't even know where to start.
The tire damn near running on what could have been a flat tire at one point. Car starts acting up. telling me I got to maintenance it more, which is in the works for now. Doing fine back home, but on the way.
Memorable trip, but we get there, or it's getting late. Had to follow instructions. I'm gonna be honest, it was not the most preferable neighborhoods, and the instructions to get there was down an alleyway. It even said down the alley, and you'll see a gate. There wasn't really like a front door. You have to actually go to the front yard.
I'll sum it up. For those that are old enough that remember Kid and Play and remember this line from the movie, reading is fundamental. Yo, that is no joke. Reading is fundamental. But writing is just as important as reading, because them instructions were dumb as... Put it this way. It's one of those places where you show up and you're just like, oh, this looks safe.
No, complete opposite.
I meant that with
Sarcasm. I was gonna say, I'm like, I'm horrible.
Full sarcasm. It's like to the point where it's like, you know what? I might just call a hotel and risk it in a hotel because it seems safer than where we were staying at. Now, the inside, it was cute. It was quaint. But my neighbor's toy hauler was bigger than the spot we stayed at.
Yeah.
So, like, let me give you a reference. If you ever get stuck behind those adventurous people that buy or rent those campers,
Like the RVs.
but the smaller ones, yeah, that's about the size of the spot we stayed in.
And
No insulation.
no insulation, because we basically had those Japanese plugged-in wall ACs, like in a
It's
Japanese
like for my
apartment.
younger folks who live in condos where your apartment complex says, hey, for an extra umpteen a month, you could get your own personalized garage instead of parking in the parking space. And that garage you got is usually shared with someone else and is no bigger than your apartment. Yeah, that's about the size we stayed in.
And then it was just a little, for me, I've become a little bit slightly bougie. I felt nervous with my car because we did bring our Mercedes and it was just parked in the alleyway.
Because there's nowhere else to park.
There wasn't a parking spot. And
First key sign, she was like, uh-oh, this ain't right. When everybody has bars and locks on their windows as mandatory. Second key sign, when in the alleyway that shares with the neighboring alleyway has a chain fence and a lock code, like a bolt-on lock, not a bleep, bloop, bleep, like I got to physically get a lock and lock the gate. And then I have to physically get out of my car to open the gate, to then shut the gate, to then lock the gate when my car is open, and that could be easily stolen. Yeah, it was one of those scenarios. Awesome.
so, like he said, the inside of the house was cute. It was quaint. It did what we needed to do. It had a spot for Cinnamon to go and use the restroom in their front/backyard. It was a front yard that was included
It was
in
a
the backyard.
front.
Yeah, I don't know what the...
The back was the alleyway. The other alleyway.
Yeah, there was two. But it definitely, what was the theme that we were saying? It was basically like it was a reflection moment.
In times like that, you become grateful for what you have, even if you don't live in the best neighborhoods, because that place would have made anybody's neighborhood look that much better.
Yeah.
Eastside.
So got to do that.
There was no problem.
The stay was perfectly fine. The only thing is, I think on Saturday night, it was just when I was cooking, because it was a very small space, and I was already afraid that by cooking even just simple chicken sausages, the steam, the smoke would actually set off the carbon monoxide alarm. Instead, it set off the...
Because they did have a gas stove, right?
Yeah. And so I thought it was going to set off that just because it was such a closed space. Instead, it set off the fire alarm. And of course, he wasn't here. He was out having dinner. And it's loud as flip because it is closed. I'm like, oh my God, the neighbors are probably like, she's burning down the place. I'm sitting here, as short as I am, trying to wave air in front of the fire alarm. Cinnamon's freaking out. The kids are like, what is happening? And I was just like, of course, this would happen when he's not here. And I'm just trying to cook. And that's why you probably don't want to cook in that small space and you'd rather just go out and eat.
I'm getting messages, laughing, and I'm just like, are you okay? I get this long pause, and then I get this whole explanation, and I just respond with one or two words. Okay, glad you're safe.
Because I was just like, well, the door's going to be open. And I probably let a few mosquitoes in on top of the flies that were...
People on that back. There was a couple times. And the fact the flies,
I'm not sure what was going on with that.
the flies were horrendous.
There was like this little plot of land on the outside of the gate, and it was just gross, but yet it attracted like this swarm of flies. And so then it would go to the door as soon as you open it. Like,
Go ahead. Like those horror movies where you see like the killer bees or whatever, and they look like clouds, and all of a sudden it's like, what's this? It's a swarm of bugs. It was that many flies that came up from the ground on the side of the house. Where you actually have to park in the alleyway, and you would see like this shadow of evil flies come up from the depths of. You're just like, what in the, add whatever bleep words you want, did I just witness? And then to make it worse, they would then hover around the dog feces. And you have such small, cramped little space. If the dog were to go potty at the beginning, out in the front, an hour later, half of that swarm would be on that poop. You open the gate and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to get hit with flies. Fresh dog poop. So you like, it was just bad all around. It's comical now, but it was just bad all around.
Needless to say, I was ready once we already packed everything up, and I was ready to go the next morning. It was one of those things where it definitely made you reflect on a lot of things. I know you had mentioned while we were there that you were like, oh, this is like similar to what you grew up with. And you were like,
I don't want to put my business out there, but I was like, oh,
not the flies part, not
yeah.
I should explain a little bit better. Not the flies part, the actual like the living situations where it was like one bedroom and then like a living room and a kitchen.
Oh, but the flies were substituted for in that part of the Bay Area. Lord knows what kind of cockroaches and slugs and all that. Just the typical poor folks. Just leave it at that.
But it was just also one of those things where I was like,
I married this fool, and this is how this grew up. Oh my God, what am I thinking?
But it was an experience. Would we rent that place again?
Hell no. Thank you for the opportunity the last minute, but no, I'm good. Now, this is the weird thing that I found interesting. As big as San Diego was, and especially where we were at, and the fact they were right next to a fire station, that was the funniest part. An old school brick firehouse. And man, they were busy. But what I did not see, even though I was going out every night, was people walking around and where we were at. Now, the outside of that neighborhood and the neighborhoods down, I think a lot of my Brooklyn and Jersey folks could probably relate to this. It's like you have that one block that don't nobody get on at the house, don't nobody do nothing. 2 blocks down, everybody and their moms is hanging out. That's exactly what we saw. It's like that whole neighborhood and 2 inner streets that connected that neighborhood plus the alleyway where we were at, nobody was out. The neighbors didn't pop their heads out. You could hear them. You could see the apartment above us that was literally an arm's throw. Like they had their doors open. I saw one person walk the 3 days that were there upstairs, but nobody was out. Go to the surrounding outside to the main streets, people was walking everywhere. So I was just like, thought that was weird. And then I did a quick chat. No, I don't, was it ChatGPT? One of the AIs, I ain't sponsored, so whatever. I use one of those AIs. And I was like, what is the crime statistics for this area, this address, this block radius? Comes back and it's like, it's 150% higher than the surrounding neighbors. Basically, it was like this, it was this cute little quaint spot. But that's probably the reason why people didn't go out, is because within that general vicinity, crime was really high. And I was just like,
and when
this was hilarious. This is like how I grew.
He didn't tell me the numbers, but he just said, yeah, we're in a high crime area. Do not walk outside by yourself. I was like, great. I'm nervous already. My car's outside. I'm like clicking the alarm multiple times.
Even though that draws people.
I know, I get that, but I was.
Don't steal my car, but I'm here in the house. Beep, beep. Man, I swear. You know what it reminds me of though?
Yeah.
Like that whole adventure. Like the early years when we started dating, and I'd let you pick a spot, and you would find some like ghetto neighborhood or whatever you thought was there didn't exist. And the joke was, okay, which gang are we joining today? Because you would see needles and small rubber balloons for those who know. I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, we would show up on dates to these kind of like neighborhoods, but it's just a very sketch spots. You don't really go on a date. And I'm just like, thank God we live in a two-way happy community. That's what it reminded me of. It was hilarious.
And the thing is, if I had it my way, then I would have chose the one that was for like 1,000 plus. But I was like, okay, let me try to be financially responsible. And so I gave you the choice. I was like, hey, this is here. It's maybe 10, 15 minutes away from Opa's place. And I even showed him the map where it was at. And Opa told me.
Yeah,
It's
the
okay.
two key things from this trip we learned: to get a more authentic review of the general vicinity of a 5-mile radius. 2, don't call people that are more likely going to be intoxicated the whole entire time we'll en route, even though it's a whole week away, because apparently there was a lot of drinking prior to us getting there.
Mm-hmm. So, happy birthday, Opa.
Yeah, that was hilarious. Now, the road trip out there, overall, it was decent.
Yeah.
All my guys out there traveling with women, yeah, it's not a stereotype. Every 30 miles, somebody's going to have to pee, including the dog. Don't matter how many times someone goes to the bathroom. If you travel with nothing but women and you don't want to die there, someone's going to have to go pee.
Because unfortunately, so I tried to make sure everyone went to the restrooms before we left. And I was like, oh crap, I forgot. Because I think I got distracted. I was chit-chat all the time. I'm like, hello, this
You
is
don't
why.
say.
It's just, so I was sitting here chit-chatting with the front office ladies. And then when the girls got there, I was like, okay, bye, la, la, la. And then completely.
So for those that are watching, this ain't sexist. It is just a curse that men have to deal with. You're traveling in a car full of women, someone's going to have to pee every 30 miles down the road. And what did I say as soon as we hit traffic?
I don't remember.
Didn't you take to go to the bathroom?
I was talking.
And I just got him in the car so we could beat what?
I don't know, traffic. But then she held it, and then we went to the restroom. Everyone went. We didn't get snacks then. And then we drove some more. And then we were getting hungry. So
Then the dog started freaking out.
Because she was like, what the heck? I need to go. So we went and got Chick-fil-A. And so me and my eldest had to go. My youngest was like, you sure? She's like, no, I don't have to go. I'm like, okay. So me and my eldest went in. We got our food. We ate our food. Literally 5 minutes down the road after we ate our food, my youngest is like, I think I need to go potty. Girl, we just placed to go potty. Yeah, I think I drank too much soda. She needs to go to the restroom.
Now I'm talking about it, probably.
Go,
Come on.
Go pee pee. Go, Cinnamon. Girl, sack of potatoes.
Overall, the trip to San Diego was good. Definitely had some pretty cool spots. Get a chance. Quality whiskey, Japanese style. We had this one spot. It was Akashi. Akashi plum whiskey.
And I think
with an A. Not Akashi,
I
Akashi.
know. I'm seriously thinking Kakashi. But I know I looked it up and it says Akashi.
Yeah.
And I think when you're saying the plum one, I think it's the UME because that was the only one that I saw.
And it was a hidden speakeasy in the middle of Little Italy, San Diego. And you would have never known because it's in a bakery. The front is the bakery. And then behind the closing hours when the bakery is done, the Japanese speakeasy opens. And yes, you do have to walk through a hidden door. And
you have to let the bakery people know, like, hey, I'm here for the bar?
no, you just walk in. The bakery people are already gone. That's what throws you off. So you see the whole bakery out by the front. That's why when the Lyft driver dropped me off, he and I were like, you guys are having a birthday party at the grocery store? I was like, nah, this ain't right, bro. So we circled like the whole block and it kept dropping us in front of the bakery and the grocery store was across the street in like Little Italy area. And I'm like, Lauren, let me go run to the pizzeria that's on the other side of the corner.
Yeah. Did Opa not tell you what?
No, he was too drunk. He just sent me the location and he kept spelling it wrong. And I kept being a jerk because he was such a drunk Korean. I kept saying, hey, bro, you have to say calamari and then say Lululemons, and I'll leave that joke there. But he kept adding his R's in his spelling, so it was even funnier. Anyways, so I go to the pizzeria. I check in with that guy. I was like, hey, bro, does this look familiar? Is this anywhere around here? He goes, yeah. He automatically telling I was from there. He's like, yeah. That bakery, walk through the door. Even though it looks closed, it's not closed. Just push it open. Go straight to the back where it looks like you're going into the kitchen.
He's setting you up for a freaking... Who knows?
Well, he was smiling about it. He goes, don't worry about it. Yes, they're open. That's where you need to go. And the hostess will be behind that door.
Yeah.
Sure enough, Opa comes out. He greets me. And just like the dude said, you walk in and go back like you're going towards the kitchen, go past the curtain, and then you see this other door that's open. And there's the hostess. And all you got to do is show her your ID. And then that whole back room, it's a whole different area. you're just like, holy crap. And it is a true speakeasy. So all they specialized in was Japanese whiskeys, Japanese beers, Japanese wines. And then they have their assortments of foods and stuff. But yeah, it was a really good time. Nice little pleasant surprise. Very much the occasion needed.
So, I mean, it was definitely needed. It was worth it. But the experience of the location, I would probably do a little bit better. And I know, like I even said in the last episode, that I'm more of like the planner. I'm being sure, looking at the place, looking at the food. But the time frame of just trying to get it done quickly, it just didn't work. But you know what? Oh, I should take that back. It did work, but not to my standards of things, of what my new standards are for traveling. I don't want to keep mentioning Japan, but that's just like my standards now. So there you go.
I have nothing to say on that one.
Okay. So bottom line is, this is probably like our traveling part 2 compared to the last episode. Oh, I forgot to say it was episode 9.
We're on 9? I thought we're on 10.
No, we're on 9.
Okay. Get up.
Forgot to mention that in the beginning.
Some of the other highlights, hitting up San Diego Zoo.
Oh, yeah.
Not to put the zoo on blast. However, going into the month of October, especially right now, you're in San Diego, and you got kids that are under the age of 11, go.
Yeah.
Because they get to go in for free.
Yep.
The rest of the stuff is a complete and absolute ripoff.
I would say one of the things that I was a little bit disappointed on was the long standby line. So we were out there for 45 minutes to go see the pandas. And yes, I know any of the animals are going to be unpredictable, but we only saw one of the pandas that they had there, and it was sleeping on top of the rock.
I saw the two.
Oh.
We had the one white panda, and then you had the red panda.
The red panda, that one was cool because we got to see it stretch. It was cute. So that one was
They're a
perfectly
lot
fine.
smaller than you expect. That Disney movie's in line.
But I was just disappointed with the regular black and white panda because I was like, you could barely see it. I'm already short as it is. It's on top of the rocks. And they're like, this is the only angle you're going to see the panda. So this is the spot. And I'm like, that's all. It was like literally for like a couple seconds. Now, we did get some cute pictures from the little beginning of it where like they take these little extra pictures for you.
You could either pay a stupid, exorbitant amount to be on a time schedule to walk in. By the way, it's only 20 feet long. So you feel bad. And they're all proud. Yes, we're one of 2 in the country that get to have pandas. It's us in D.C.
Great, but I want to see them.
But not only that, they're like, yeah, we get it for another 9 years. And I'm like, well, I kind of hope you guys don't, because this is cruel. Poor pandas. But anyways, it's not worth it. But it is what it is. And then, like, all the walking, the girls got tired so quick in the first hour. And we were there for about 3 hours.
Yeah.
Because it's built on the side of a cliff.
So it was definitely a lot. If you want to get your workout in, you'll definitely get your 7,000 minimum steps.
Yeah, we did 3.5 miles.
And you're definitely going, there's inclines, downclines, or down, there's not even words.
Inclines, declines.
Declines.
So it's not to knock on it, but it was like, the thing that had the most attractions was the bird section.
That,
The eagle section.
yeah. I mean, I did like that we got to see the snow leopard. Was it snow leopard?
Yeah,
the
there
snow
was the
leopard.
snow leopard.
And the regular leopard.
And just full disclosure, they even have a big old posted sign after you walk all the way up the hill, up, over and around, through another viewing section where that animal doesn't even live there anymore.
There was a walk through, because this is one of those things in the bird enclosures. They have the 2 doors where they have a little space. You open a door, enter, and then you close it, and then you open the next door so the birds don't get out. Well, they have this for the Arctic section.
Yeah, it was the Arctic section.
And
either like penguins or something else.
Something that was
Arctic
supposed to be
related.
there, and we get in, and then all of a sudden they're like, they're not here.
The
To
big
walk
old
out.
posted sign. But they don't tell you while you're walking up the big old hill that
Yeah,
you're
they-
about to go there. It just says, come on in, get to the enclosure.
And it's
Yeah,
like-
they're not here.
And then you're just walking out.
Then you walk out that enclosure to walk further up more of the hill to get to the very top of this spot to go in, which is really confusing. Is it a one-way or is it a two-way? Just to go see the polar bear. And then at the very back, hidden by one of the entry doors or the maintenance doors, it says, if you don't see the polar bear, it's either this, that, or the other.
But then what was funny is like we were trying to go towards the exit. I don't know why me and the girls were just like, let's go downhill. And you were like, why are we going to go down here when you could just go up? We already did up around and the exit is this way. And we were walking. I was like, no, what is this dude talking about? It's not getting close. And then I was like, oh my God, it's right here around the corner. We would have definitely went all the way
We walked
around.
an extra
And then-
mile, probably about like 700 feet in vertical. to go up another 700 feet just to go all the way around.
Because I was just like, I'll just go back the same way it came. And he's like, no, it's like a big old circle. It's like literally right here. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this was the shorter way. I didn't tell him that at the time. But I was like, oh, okay. Finally got closer to the exit. The girls were getting tired. And we're like, okay, let's go get some food. I didn't get Opa's text. We were looking to possibly do the Korean barbecue that he took us last time to, where that was another trip where I was like craving freaking Korean food. I was like, let's just go to San Diego. Called him up and I was like, hey, Opa, what are you doing this weekend?
Yeah, within 24 hours, we took the whole
Yeah.
family, stayed at his house though.
Yeah.
Just for Korean food.
But we also didn't have the puppy then. Which dog did we have still? Because we didn't have Cinnamon. I think
Only at
Brinks.
at the
And
time.
so then I asked my mom to watch him.
And that's when we found out she can't watch him anymore.
Yeah, because I was just like, no, it's too much. And they were also afraid that he would die on their watch, and then they were just nervous that he would
Either
pass
way.
away. But regardless, we were able to go, and that was because I watched Lena Lifts, and her mom was making homemade Korean food, and I was like, I'm craving Korean food, but I want actual Korean food, and so I called Opa for that. And so that was another random trip, but that one was, I feel like that one was easier planned than this one. I don't know why this one was
We
just more.
weren't there that long. We just stayed at his house, and we realized there's just too many of us to stay at his condo.
Yeah.
And like that's the thing. Like I was bummed out because all the years I grew up in like Northern and Southern California, I don't remember it being that difficult to do family stuff. It was a struggle just trying to find stuff just for kids. You can't just show up anywhere anymore. It's like you literally got to plan it out if you got little ones.
Yeah. I don't know. It was definitely different this time around.
Because to get down to PV to walk the dog, you'd have to go at certain times. There were dog beaches, but there's not enough parking in most spots, so you got to get there
Oh,
super
yeah.
early.
Parking was another thing where I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? Like, when we went to, was it Mission Cafe?
Yeah.
I'm like, how are these restaurants and
You can
stuff?
park in front of that lady's house.
It was, for me, it's the strangest thing, because I guess in Arizona, I'm used to having parking, but they have a parking structure. It definitely opened my eyes on parking and made me even think about my parking and transit days
The university.
at the university, and was in parking and transit, and had to deal with all the parking issues and like how there isn't any parking available in downtown. Like, this was worse than that, and I never thought there could be like anything worse.
Just like, that's why I told you, every time like, I go out to see the boys when we be in SD, there's never no point for me to take my car.
Yeah, you usually now just Uber or
Just
Lyft everywhere.
everywhere. It's pricey.
You're coming-
And that's the thing that you got twisted about. Everything was like tripled and doubled and quadruple taxed. If you were to park here for this amount of time, you had to pay a tax. If you were to go buy groceries, didn't have your own little tote life bag, you had to pay the
Oh,
tax.
that's another
for the
thing where I was
plastic
like-
bags.
We have like this big old Target bag filled with plastic bags here, because I'm like, I get them for free. And I completely forgot that California, you have to pay if you want things bagged. And I'm like 10 cents a bag. So I'm like, if I don't want to pay for the bag, I have to just carry these in my arms and look like I'm stealing from the store. Okay, 10 cents is 10 cents, but I'm just
Yeah,
like,
man,
for
down there, it's all about that tote bag life.
Oh.
It was just an eye opener. It was like, not saying it was a bad trip to San Diego. It's just one of those things you really got to plan it out now. You really got to figure out where your location is going to be at, because not only you gotta still remember, for those that ain't been, traffic is always going to be a key factor, even on the weekends. We did do some family stuff. Hey, it was really pushing on everybody's like energy and strength, just because you have to take in all these other factors.
Yeah.
Traffic, parking, distance, location, food.
That was the other thing. Oh my gosh, thinking of food, we're so used to just eating things that we make at home that you weren't used to. Like, obviously, we don't drink anymore. And so, like, the food that was made from restaurants and things like that, not saying that the food was bad or even just like,
Food was amazing.
I'm gonna be honest, I know my hydration, because I usually try to drink close to a gallon of water every day. My hydration the entire time, I was probably doing 16 ounces the entire trip, which was horrible.
I hydrated as long as I had an ice cube in the water cup.
And I feel like the girls didn't hydrate as much. And I think that's probably another factor, that we didn't hydrate as much as we normally do at home. And so that contributed to just like our bodies not processing the foods the same.
No, man, I have bubble guts, though. Man, I was destroying things left and right.
Our bodies we're just not used to that. Now we're still going on like a health kick on things and still trying to make adjustments. So that'll be another topic for another day.
Into that one. Ain't got enough aerosol spray to clean out that mess. Anytime I eat a carrot, good God.
So I will leave it at that. Like, again, this was probably our part 2 from our last episode, from episode 8, on just traveling with family and kids and just our trip to San Diego. Overall, I'd probably say on the scale of dollar adventures of traveling, this was probably a 7 out of 10 in my book.
I put it 5 out of 10.
Okay.
And the only reason I put it 5 is just because of the complexities of the location.
Okay.
I really wanted to walk the dog around because San Diego's super dog friendly. Do not get it twisted. But I ain't gonna lie though, the bed that they have, the master bed, was kind of sketchy. So I slept on the bunk bed with the dog.
Okay.
I would never normally ever sleep with a dog, but that's just kind of how sketchy it was.
Okay.
Where you're like, I'll take risk of this pup possibly having fleas and get a better night's sleep
She
than
doesn't.
sleeping on the bigger. She ain't got no fleas, but I'm just saying sarcastically.
Because now we're backtracking. Gosh dang it, why can't we never just close out? So the way the room was set up is like, it's basically a 1-bedroom little apartment thing, but the front room where they usually would be for a living room, they didn't have a dining room table.
It wasn't a room, it was just a space.
And they basically had this 3-tiered
Triple.
bunk bed. I'm gonna be honest, but it was just not the best built bunk bed. And
Our
then they had,
oldest hurt her ankle somehow on it.
I mean, and then they had a day bed next to it. So then that's 4 people. And then you had the bedroom, which was a king size bed, but it was not really comfortable. But it was completely separate from where the kids were at. So for me, as a mom, especially after he told me about the crime rate and stuff, and the only entrance and exit was that front door where that room was, where the kids were going to be sleeping, I felt completely uneasy. So I slept up there with the dog, the dog had the bottom bunk bed, the kids had the 2, and I was asleep on the day bed.
And I'm 6'2" and husky. I'm not going to sleep on anything with heights and altitude. I'm going to stay low to the ground. So what ends up happening? The dog's like, you going to come to my level? I love you. And I wake up every morning with this big old husky 70-pound freaking pit bull of happiness, just happy as could be, snoring, laying next to me. And I'm like, all right, whatever's. Twice in a row, because I was not going to sleep on that master bed.
Like I said, my reasoning was because I didn't want to leave the girls in the front where there's like an entrance. There's one way in, one way out, and they were the first. I don't know, I was thinking worst case scenario. I'm like, someone breaks in, they're getting attacked first, and it's going to take me a moment to go over there. At least if I'm already there, I can at least do something.
No, this dog didn't even let you leave her eyesight the whole time you were there.
Yeah.
I know you want to end it, but that, again, it's just reflecting on it. It's just the sequel.
I text my bestie. I had texted her in the middle, or even when we first got there, I was like, my life is a comedy.
Now, the best part was you had to go outside to open up the wooden fence gate to go ahead and grab the ice cream because you ordered ice cream.
for the
And
girls.
they couldn't even find where the hell we were at.
I even gave the instructions. I just copied and pasted from the.
No, they saw that they were scared. They're like, no, I'm going to get robbed for $3 of ice cream.
You know what's funny? Because I'm pretty sure, because the guy, when he kind of gave me the look like, why are you down the alleyway? But I was like, you know what? I'm here to grab my ice cream. I'm out. Thank you for here. Drive safely. And I left. But because I went outside to go get the ice cream because the dude didn't want to follow the instructions and he went to the front house, which is a different property, I had to keep her with, because I thought the dude was going to come up to the door, but no, he didn't. So I had to leave the property to go down the alleyway and pick it up.
Her reaction was, what the are you doing? You're letting her walk by herself here. The dog was chewing me a new one and then getting mad at me because I kept her with me the whole entire time because we didn't want her attacking somebody, thinking she's defending as she's walking off.
I know, she was like, you're talking ish about me. I'm leaving.
What? No, but it, like that was the thing where I was happy. It's like, it makes me happy that, you know, this dangerous cuddle muscle, Pitbulls, was at least doing her job protecting Teresa and then being mad that I wasn't letting her do her job. So it just made me happy on that. But yeah, she's a good pup. Huh? Yeah, you are. Don't give me that look.
I'm talking ish.
I am talking ish because you're cussing me out. Pitbull owners know.
So finally gonna go ahead and end it. Always happens every episode. I really hope we change that up because internally it bothers me. But like and subscribe. Obviously, please support the channel. Even just clicking that subscribe, clicking that like, it definitely helps. Obviously, our business is toastycandy.com, but this is our Unscripted Moments, our podcast here on YouTube. If there's any topics you would like us to cover, because obviously we talk about anything and everything.
Wrap it up. You take your
Oh my
home.
gosh, whatever. All right, bye.